Now, the South African Police Service have recently arrested 5 men, including a daycare centre owner, in Gauteng for allegedly being in possession of child pornography. Dozens of exhibits, such as hard drives, cell phones, tablets and computers containing child pornography, were confiscated from the alleged perpetrators. Joining us now is Abongile Mashele, the Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Film and Publication Board, to tell us how parents can remain vigilant in a time where children can so easily access the internet and other forms of social media. Abongile, good morning. It's good to have you here on the program.
Good morning, Leanne. Thank you so much for having us.
In your view, with children increasingly having access to the internet and to social media, do you think that South Africa has become somewhat of a hunting ground for online child sexual predators?
I wouldn't necessarily say South Africa has become a hunting ground, but the online world has created a different paradigm in terms of child sexual abuse material distribution. Because these days it's easier for children to create the content themselves. It's easier for the content to be distributed across the various platforms that are there. So it has become even more critical for parents to be aware of what their kids are doing online, who they are sharing images with when they are communicating online. So it's just about being digitally savvy and security conscious in the digital world.
So, you know, how great of a role does access to social media and the internet have on child pornography?
So most of the cases that we actually deal with as the Film and Publication Board, when it comes to child pornography videos, it's actually user-generated content that you get kids generating it themselves and sharing it firstly peer-to-peer, so you'll find it shared on WhatsApp, and then it finds its way on the big social media platforms. So that's something that we've actually identified as a critical problem that requires a great deal of public education and awareness campaigns amongst learners themselves, because they need to be aware that by creating that video and sharing it, they are actually committing a crime. Because in terms of the Film and Publications Act and the Sexual Offences Act and Related Matters Act, at any point where you have a video depicting a person under the age of 18 in a sexual activity, showing genitalia or engaging in sexual activity, it is child pornography. So we have to do a lot of public education and awareness campaigns amongst children themselves. Because once it gets into the public domain, sexual predators and pedophiles, it's easy for them to access that material and actually sell the material in the dark web, where there is a market for such material.
Yeah, you know, I mean, just coincidentally, you know, my kids were begging me to download this specific game that everybody else is playing, and it's, you know, it's the good thing to do, and I try to stay away from it as much as I can, but I sort of gave in, and I thought, all right, well, play it, it's harmless. And the next second I was sitting with my kid, and my child is a, 7-year-old, and she doesn't really understand it, but I suddenly saw, as she was playing, all these messages popping up. Hi, do you want to chat? What's your name? Can we be friends? All these things coming up with people clearly having an ulterior motive to not playing a game, but to actually reach these kids that are there and may just actually say, yeah, no, let's talk. And then that's how it all starts. You know, how involved are parents? You know, I just happened to be sitting there and I saw this all happening, and I made my kid delete it fast and furiously. But the reality is that, you know, some parents will give the kid the iPad and do what they have to do without even being aware that this is going on. How do we make those alarm bells go off in parents' head to say, you've got to be so vigilant?
One of the areas of concern that we've actually picked up as FPB is that we outsource parenting to technology. So we outsource it to tablets, television, and we need to be vigilant, and we need to be aware ourselves as the parents on how do we integrate these tools into our kids' lives. So firstly, there are apps that you can actually download to monitor your kids' activities and also your own activities if you are a bit of a digital addict,
True.
Where you can monitor how much time you spend online, on what websites you are spending online. So you can use that to monitor your kids. But what a lot of parents also don't know is that when you download an app, most app stores have age restrictions for the applications. So in my household, for instance, my children, they know very well that they cannot download certain apps without my consent as the parent. So your major social networking websites, for instance, they start from the age of 13 moving upwards. So be aware of the age ratings or age restrictions that are there for applications, because they are there for a reason. And I think the third most important thing, Leanne, you've already alluded to it, be present.
Yeah.
Monitor your children's online activities. Because if you do not monitor it, it is very easy for them to get lured by other characters on these social media platforms. Because people also create illusions or characters of someone that they are not necessarily, that they are not. And then the children actually think that this is someone that they can engage with, not knowing that they are being lured by a predator. So we need to be very vigilant around those things as parents.
Yeah. I've got to wrap this interview, but I don't feel like we've got enough information out of this, because we know it is illegal for pornographic material of children to be spread, to be used in any form whatsoever. How rife is it in South Africa? And if you need to report it, if you are aware of something, who do we go to? The police, or can we report it to you?
You can report to us as the Film and Publication Board. We've got a hotline for reporting. You can also report to our landline on 012-003-1400. So we do have a reporting line as the Film and Publication Board. You can also report it to the nearest police station, because at the end of the day, we would also refer it to the police for them to take it through the criminal justice system. So you come to us as the FPB as a referral point, and we refer you to the South African police. We work very closely with the South African police. We actually have content analysts who analyze child sexual abuse material on a daily basis, and most of that material is received from the South African Police Service. So you can report it to us on 012-003-1400, and also go to our website, www.fpb.org.za.
Thank you so much for talking to us here. Abongile Mashele, the acting CEO of the FPB, talking to us about the importance of being vigilant against online sexual predators. It's very real, Sakina. It really, really is. I really got shocked when I saw with my kid playing and all these people, just strangers coming up and messaging them. It was frightening, very, very, right in front of my eyes. Now imagine what happens behind your back. All right, we got to leave it. We got to say goodbye.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.